Good morning, Digit fam. Adam Dowd here, reporting for duty, and duty is news, and I has some. Side note, this morning I stumbled across a hashtag on Twitter called Secrets of Stargate, which is an ongoing series of tweets from former Stargate writer and executive producer Joseph Mallozzi. And if you're a Stargate fan, I highly recommend it. If you're not, well, you should be, and it's on Amazon Prime, so get to it. So now you know what to do with the rest of your day, and week, and month. But for now, it is October 10th, 2019, and this is your Digit Daily. Apple glasses have gotten more false starts than the Bears' offensive line, and seriously guys, how hard is it to listen to a snap count? But now we have a report from an analyst from TF Securities, Ming-Chi Kuo, and in the past, he's been quite accurate. Kuo sees Apple glasses, no pun intended, finally coming in the first half of 2020. And for me, this is more of a case of I'll believe it when I see someone on stage holding them or wearing them. Don't get me wrong, smart glasses are kind of a thing now, and this does make sense considering Apple's strong push in AR for the past two WWDCs. Remember that live-action Minecraft they showed off? Well, what better way to play this AR Minecraft than with glasses? And this is a multi-year effort for Apple, so this would not be completely out of the blue. What's more interesting in my world anyway, is that Apple would partner with a third party to produce these glasses, and that just doesn't seem very Apple-y to me. Also coming in 2020 are a new MacBook Pro, now with 100% less crappy keyboard, and an iPhone SE 2, and potentially a 5G iPhone, though I contend that depends entirely on network availability by mid-summer. If it's not coast to coast, I don't see Apple bothering with 5G until 2021. But let's circle back to those glasses. All AR glass makers have the glass hole moniker to overcome, whether they're Apple or not. If Google Glass showed us one thing, it's that regular society is not ready for the populace to wear AR glasses. Cameras were the accepted excuse at the time, but honestly, I think it was just that they looked weird. Need another smart glasses example? How about Snapchat spectacles? Remember that pet rockish fad where everyone rushed from pop-up store to pop-up store to get a pair until suddenly they didn't? Then Snapchat ended up with a warehouse full of them. Then they released a sequel to it for whatever reason. Now, Tristan on the newsletter didn't think that people would wear AirPods because they look, well, okay, we'll go with his term, a bit odd. Of course, then Tristan says that they're great for popping in and out and listening to music while you commute. And to that, I just want to say no. And just so we're all on the same page, let me translate that to Spanish, no. But, and I keep saying this about Apple, if there is a company that can make smart glasses and AR glasses work, it's probably Apple, who absolutely dominates the teenager market, by the way. According to Piper Jaffray, 83% of teenagers have an iPhone. Holy crap! And let's follow that to its logical conclusion. Those parents probably have iPhones as well for two reasons. Either A, the iPhone is a hand-me-down, and or B, you probably need an iPhone to manage parental controls on that teenager's iPhone. Maybe you don't, I honestly don't know, and 5 minutes of Google searching couldn't really answer the question. But I searched for iPhone parental controls in the Google Play Store and found nothing by Apple. I also found only Google Family Link for Parents in the iPad App Store, so that's less than helpful. Anyway, it's a non-issue for me. Both of my kids have Android phones, so they're doomed to a life of green bubbles. It'll teach them an important lesson about self-worth? So now that I've doomed both my children to a few hundred hours of therapy each, let's head into the roundup! Hey, great news, Huawei! President Trump gave the green light for some US firms to sell goods to the Chinese phone maker. Of course, the bad news is President Trump is not the US Commerce Department, who reported that everything is pretty much still status quo. Worse news, President Trump gave a similar green light back in June, and then literally nothing changed. So I guess nothing has changed, except now we're all a little more confused. Awesome. And the most shocking news of the day, most Americans know precisely nothing about technology. Pew Research has a few interesting numbers. Less than a third of Americans know that Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram, and here's a clue. Open any app on an Android tablet, if it looks like crap, Facebook probably owns it. Meanwhile, 53% of Americans know what cookies were, and I can only explain that in one of three ways. One, they were talking about actual cookies. 2, it was multiple choice and the correct answer was C. Or 3, they learned from all those accept buttons that they've been clicking since GDPR went into effect. Google says that in the next couple of years, Stadia will have negative latency brought about by higher frame rates and, this is my favorite, anticipating and processing controller inputs before the player presses the button. I mean, why stop there? Just play the darn thing for me. Also, at what point does a game start saying, really? Are you sure you want to jump right here? I mean, well, okay, now you're dead. Jokes aside, it's an interesting concept, and in something like a streaming game, milliseconds can make a difference, even if it is a little bit scary. Hey Elon, pay attention to these next 2 stories. Waymo sent an email out to its early access riders in Phoenix letting them know that pretty soon they might get a ride from a completely driverless car, and don't panic. Yes, Waymo is going to start sending out driverless cars without a trained driver hovering over the steering wheel. To me, that's kind of like the Superman roller coaster at Great America, exciting and terrifying at the same time. And now I really want to go to Phoenix. P.S. I checked Kayak and I can get to Phoenix round trip for $126, so Waymo, I know you're listening. Call me. I could record a podcast while the driverless car drives me somewhere. And speaking of which, Consumer Reports calls Tesla's smart summon technology glitchy. And by glitchy, they mean, quote, consumers are not getting fully tested consumer-ready technology, according to Jake Fisher, Senior Director of Auto Testing at Consumer Reports. Ouch. I mean, duh, but still, ouch. And honestly, I'm not sure why I trust Waymo more than I trust Tesla. I think it might be because Tesla and Elon Musk talk about self-driving, and Waymo actually puts rubber to the road. Literally. And finally, a Redditor asked, does anyone else hold their hand with their pinky on the bottom of the phone, or is it just me? Literally everybody, dude. Literally everybody. So that's going to do it for today's Digit Daily. And if you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on Digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and fun fact, there is no iTunes or Apple Podcasts on Linux. And don't forget to tell your friends about DigitDailyPod.com. Once again, I'm Adam Dowd, Dead Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again tomorrow.